Just when I thought rappers were the only ones messing up, the comedians decided to get at it again. Jerrod Carmichael has a new reality show on HBO. It's supposed to be very vulnerable, very honest. It's getting a lot of popularity on the ratings and in social media. A lot of people have been talking about it because he approaches a lot of people in his life and talks about very hard issues. And in one of his latest episodes, he shows a video of him on stage doing stand-up where he talks about him and his boyfriend in their relationship. His boyfriend is a white guy. And so while he's on stage talking about his relationship with his boyfriend, he also tells the audience that he likes doing race play. I know. For anyone who doesn't know what race play is, it's basically some sort of kink play where you're in an interracial relationship. I think anyone can do it, but usually it's like a black person and a white person. And the whole dynamic of it is you kind of pretend you're a slave, or the white person is yelling racial slurs at you during sex, and that's, I guess, supposed to get you off. This is especially weird for me too as a comedian, because for years I've been watching Jerrod Carmichael's career and him in the mainstream, and it seems like he keeps putting out projects. They never do that well, but somehow he's allowed to come back every year or every other year and be given something new, whether it's directing something or his own comedy special or his own like TV special. And it's like, I don't know anyone who's actually a fan of Jerrod Carmichael, like him really, like as a stand-up comedian or in any other sense. And I'm not saying he's bad at those things. I'm just saying I've never met someone that I'm like, who's your like top 5 comics that you're listening to? Even top 5 like new comics, you know, they might name like Shane Gillis, Mark Normand, but they'll never name Jerrod Carmichael. And I've always wondered, if he's not in those conversations, how is he getting so much more than all of those guys are getting? And I guess now we know. Jerrod's at the Netflix office having a Roots-themed freak-off with every exec in LA, apparently. Because that's the only explanation for how he seems to be getting these constant opportunities while shitting the bed over and over and over again. He's the archetype of black guy that like mainstream media loves. It's not even like regular people love it. It's like mainstream media is like, this is the type of black guy that we need to push out. They liked Jonathan Majors for a while. I don't know what he did behind the scenes. Maybe he didn't want to attend the Diddy party and they punished him for it. I don't know. But I think even with Jonathan Majors, they were like, all right, if he's going to be a straight black guy, he has to be British. There has to be some weird type of refinement to him. But if he's going to be an American black guy, he has to be gay. There has to be some sort of femininity we can give to him to make him seem less threatening and more palatable to the public. Even though I think the public would rather have anybody who's the illest, but this is just how mainstream thinks and this is how they talk. I'm all for vulnerability, but I feel like a lot of this stuff just leads into humiliation. I think there's a very thin line when it comes to vulnerability and humiliation. And I think Jerrod Carmichael just crossed over that line. J. Cole, I just made, 3 videos about that guy? And he's somebody who was just on the track. Regardless of if you thought he was going to be #1 or not, he was on the track to at least contend for it and have people care for him. And even if he lost, they were going to be like, nice shot. And then he just went and shot himself in the foot. You know, humiliated himself in front of all his fans and made his fans question why they believed in him in the first place. And Jerrod is doing something akin to this. It's not even really about the joke, you know? As a comedian, I feel like people are allowed to joke about whatever they want. It's bigger than the joke. It's about everyone doesn't have to know everything about you. Especially when it's something like this. It's like, I mean, how much are you really getting out of that anyway? It's just another 2-minute soundbite for your reality show, you know? You could have put out plenty of great work that had nothing to do with you getting called the N-word while taking it in the booty hole. It's really, really sad the way a lot of these men are crumbling under pressure, or I won't even call it pressure. It's like the need for love, because that's what I think a lot of it is. It's like a lot of them don't know how to stand on their own as a complete human being. You can be vulnerable, but I think putting everything onto a world stage is what brings it over into humiliation. I think a lot of people need to realize that, you know, your need for attention shouldn't overshine your growth. I think that's a major thing as well, is that both of those people, J. Cole and Jerrod Carmichael, their need for attention is overshadowing the growth. If you did those things, apologize to Kendrick and, you know, tell a therapist or something that you like race play and you work that out and you're okay with that, that's growth. But pulling out a camera and showing everybody while you're doing it, that's where it leads to humiliation, and you're kind of ruining your own life while thinking that you're going to get this instant gratification, but that instant gratification isn't actually worth anything, and it's only going to hurt you in the long run. O.J. Simpson has passed away, and when you think about O.J., I think you can't help but think about legacy and how easily it can be washed away. O.J. was somebody who was a phenomenal college football athlete. He was a phenomenal NFL athlete, and he was a cultural icon until the alleged murder of his wife. Now, he was acquitted for that, but even being dragged through that for years and having the cultural back and forth of did he do it, did he not do it, overshadowed everything he had ever done. He never bounced back from that. To a lesser extent, I feel like the incident with J. Cole and the incident with Jerrod Carmichael here kind of reiterates that fact. There's certain places where if you go there, there's no coming back. It's sad out here, folks. It's sad out here, folks. These men are pathetic. Oh, these men are pathetic. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe. I love you guys. Peace.